The random variable x is normally distributed. The mean is twice the standard deviation. It is given that the probability of x greater than 5.2 is 0.9. Find the standard deviation. Okay, the mean is mu is twice the standard deviation, so 2 times by the standard deviation. Okay, mu equals to 2 times by the standard deviation. And the question says if I draw the bell curve approximately, oops, okay, that's the bell curve, okay, approximately, it says x is greater than 5.2 is 90%. Okay, x is greater than 5.2 is 90%. So this should be 5.2, and this is the region that they are talking about. Okay, greater than just 0.9, and this little area here should be 0.05 or 5%. Okay, and this blue region should be 10%. That should be 10%. This is 90%. Okay, the blue region. Okay, 0.10. Okay, now if I want to find, okay, this is same as what you do. I mean, in MF19, it doesn't matter whether you're looking at on the right hand side or the left hand side. You can still work it out. Okay, not a problem. But if it's 90%, if I take 5.2, okay, to find what is the z-score, I have to take the inverse of 90% or 0.9. Okay, using the calculator, I mean, or MF19, the value that I have here is 90% is 1.282. Okay, 1.282. Okay, 1.282. But if you look at it, 1.282 is the value towards the right hand side. Okay, so 90% towards the right hand side, but doesn't matter. As I said, if it's left hand side, not right hand side, left hand side. Okay, over here it's the right hand side. Instead of making it positive, and we know it's on the negative side, and this is your standard mu, so left to the mu is all negative. So I can switch this 1.282 into negative. So negative 1.282. Now use this value, substitute into your z formula, okay, to find the z formula, which is negative 1.282 equals to x minus mu over standard deviation. So in this case, x is 5.2 minus your mean, which is mu, but mu is 2 standard deviation over standard deviation. Okay, now using this formula, we can find out that negative 1.282 standard deviation equals to 5.2 minus 2 sigma, and then so therefore 2 sigma minus 1.282 sigma equals to 5.2, and from there sigma equals to 7.24. Okay, just switch this around and then you should get your answer 7.24. So we already have our standard deviation or sigma. For next part of the question, they require us a normal distribution has mean mu and the standard deviation sigma. If 800 observation are taken from this distribution, 800 observation, how many would you expect to be between mu minus standard deviation and mu plus standard deviation? Okay, first of all, we have to understand the bell curve. Okay, we have to understand the bell curve. If you look at the bell curve, it is a symmetrical curve. Okay, right and left, it looks exactly the same. It's exactly symmetric. Okay, this is your mu, and one standard deviation or one sigma is your z score, which is equals to z equals to 1 over here. And then towards your left is one sigma as well, but it will be a negative value. That's all. Okay, it will be a negative value. So basically, one sigma or one standard deviation is about 34.13, and 2 sigma is double of that. Okay, 34.13%. Okay, 13%, which is 68.26%. Okay, but if you're not sure, no problem, we can still do that. Okay, what I can do, I know this part here is 34.13, and one standard deviation, my z-score is 1. Okay, you can find that from MF19. So if z-score equals to 1, 1 equals to x minus mu over standard deviation. So for 1, I have a percentage of, let's find out what is the percentage for 1. 0.8413. Okay, I have 0.8413. So this region, and we know MF19 is the area to the left. So area to the left, the entire area to the left here for 1 z-score equals to 1. This region is 0.8413, but I'm not looking at the region 8413. I'm looking at between 1 and minus 1 standard deviation. Okay, what is the region, what is the observation that I can take from there? So I know this part here is 50%, so 0.5. So if I take 0.8413 and minus 0.5, I have the value which is 0.3413. There you go. This is the region that I'm getting, 0.13. And on the left is the negative 1. So it has to be exactly the same. So double of that will be 2 times by 0.3413, which is 0.6826. 0.6826. Now the question says 800 observations are taken from this distribution. How many would you expect to be between mu minus 1 standard deviation and mu plus 1 standard deviation, which is from negative mu to positive mu? So all I have to do, take 0.6826 and multiply this by 800, and the answer that I have is 546. So therefore, for negative 1 standard deviation to positive 1 standard deviation, if you take an observation out of 800, you will have 546 between negative 1 standard deviation to positive 1 standard deviation. Okay, that's what it means.